Yeah, literally just announced the new editing challenge.
What happens when 10 editors step into the arena for $750? Each editor gets the same 20-second clip. The rewards: $150 for third, $250 for second, and $350 for first place. And not only will I be picking the winner, I will also give feedback which you can implement today. So stick around.
And the first one is Alice.
Can you guess what happens when 7 editors battle for $750? 7 editors all got the same 20-second footage to work with, and their submissions will blow your mind.
Ooh.
The prizes: $150 for third, $250 for second, and $350 for the first place. Not only will I be picking the winner, I will also give feedback which everyone can implement. So stick around.
All right, first one. I really like the color scheme. I think that's super cool. It's like a bit of an inverted look, right? With the black and the white background. I think that's super cool. But let's just start from the beginning. That was the first thing I noticed. And I really like this idea with the timeline. I think that's really dope. I think this scene looked really cool. The font threw me off a bit. I think if this was a bit more minimalistic or a bit more modern, or maybe if you went for the digital look, go for the digital look, because you already made this cool award, or maybe it's footage. I don't know if you made this or not, but if you did, really dope. I love the scene, you know. But then I would have loved if this was matching this, like make it like a bit font, where this is like pixelated. And I think also the deep glow is quite heavy. I will dial that down. But I like the scene. That's dope. 7 editors. Then this animation all got the same 20-second footage to work with. Like I said, I really like this scene. But I think, yeah, I do miss some motion blur here. And that just makes this whole scene a bit like harsh almost, you know? The prizes: $150 for third, $250 for second. Then I don't get what you mean with this, like 3 roll, 2 soul. I'm not sure. Also, I think this font, it just looks a bit old school. It is SD, it shouldn't be ND. Is this a S? It looks like a O, and this looks like a L. And then this scene looks also really clean. I think the opacity of the text is like almost, or it's like probably on 1%. Sometimes After Effects bugs, right? Where it doesn't fully go to 0%. And then you get where the text is still visible. Minor mistake. And also, like I said, I think everyone can make that mistake. I think the concepts are really solid, but I'm missing some smoothness, some motion blur. Yeah, just different fonts. This can easily be basically improved by changing the fonts and adding motion blur. And maybe also the colors here are a bit harsh, but I don't think that's the worst. I do like the gradient, you know, that's nice. Yeah, cool. I'm just gonna go to the vote. So Alice, I like your concept. I like your designs. Like I said, small things could be improved. I'm seeing Shazai saying background could be different. I mean, I don't mind the background. Maybe I would have done it like that. It's really like behind it, because those dots, the small dots, were a bit distracting. But again, I didn't mind it that much. I was missing some elements. I think it's a really good one. I'm gonna put it on A tier for now, and we'll see. We'll see if we can need to move things with that. Like always, I think it's a solid A, maybe a B if the others. But again, we need to see the others. Speaking of, let's go to the next one, and it is Shazai.
Can you guess what happens when 7 editors battle for $750?
Classic.
All got the same 20-second footage to work with, and their submissions will blow your mind. The prizes: $150 for third, $250 for second, and $350 for the first place. Not only will I be picking the winner, I will also give feedback which everyone can implement. So stick around.
Ooh, clean. I think it's nice because I can see some inspiration, of course, being taken from previous editing challenges. But I like the texture that you have over it. I really like the colors. Font placement is also super nice. Small thing, I think like the smoothness here, it ended a bit abruptly, this animation. That took me out of it a bit. So this part, like where it just snaps into place, is quite harsh. I think like all the keyframes just need a bit of easing, right? Like same with the mouse animation, bit harsh, you know. This text went really quick. Like I would have dragged that out a bit. This looked really cool. Again, I like the texture of it, also with the noise pattern. Picking the winner, and this was really clean. I really enjoyed that. That was super dope. Let's see. The light sweep is a little harsh. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I mean, it's quite a dark scene. I really like this text too, also with the colors. I'm not the biggest fan of this transition, maybe also because it goes so quick. I think if you dragged it out, it would have been better. But this looked really cool. I really enjoyed that. Sound effects are good. Looking at this, I really enjoyed that. It's interesting because like the concepts of Alice were a bit more unique in my opinion, because Sujal used the character that we've seen quite a few times, and maybe with the leaderboard, you know. I mean, Alice also had the leaderboard, but that beginning scene with the prize and the like that championship thingy, what do you call this? The trophy. Thank you, Zakir. Yeah, with the trophy, I think that was really cool. But the design and the general vibe of Sujal's video, I do think is a bit better, and also a bit less feedback, a bit more better font usage. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move Alice to B, and Sujal, I'm gonna move you to A tier. But what is really cool is to see your improvement, Sujal. Like, just wanted to say that. Because Sujal, then you can also see the improvement. You get to learn every time you participate. Exactly. So you get feedback, but also you become better anyway. I mean, generally throughout the months, you become better anyway. But that's, just wanted to say that. And also with Sujal, you know, like, I'm not sure, maybe I'm now wrong, but I can remember that there were some edits of Sujal that, that didn't even get placed in A tier in the first time, you know. So I can definitely see improvement. That's really nice. So next one is Yousef.
Can you guess what happens when 7 editors battle for $750? 7 editors all got the same 20-second footage to work with, and their submissions will blow your mind. The prizes: 150 for third, 250 for second, and 350 for the first place. Not only will I be picking the winner, I will also give feedback which everyone can implement, so stick around.
Oh, clean. Went fully for the UI edits. The Apple UI edits are in there. Let's run through this. This was super dope. I love this scene. Small thing. You can use expand edges or CC reptile to basically make it a bit bigger. Small mistake. I'm just noticing it, but I love this scene. I think this is super dope. It's also really nice. Small thing, but I would have maybe done this without the drop shadow and just a white $sign. I think that would have looked a bit better. Again, small feedback. This looks super dope. I like this idea too. You know, these are all the separate editors. It felt a bit random that this editor one was like small, but other than that, super nice.
It's all got the same 20.
I don't know why, but this felt a bit, I wouldn't say cheap. Maybe it's because of the MacBook you used, but I think you can make it look a bit more clean. Maybe if the MacBook didn't have the keyboard. So you also have models where it's just like, you know, like just a keyboard, you know. Or just the bottom of the MacBook just looks a bit more clean. And I'm also missing some motion blur here, so it's quite harsh here. I think there's some motion blur on the thing, but not on the laptop. And then also this player, and these are all I'm being really critical, right? But I just noticed these small things. So like with the bar that is not properly aligned. And also here with this bar, I think this player, you can make it a bit more neat by making it a bit more wide, making it a bit less tall, making these players like not with the like filled in, and making it a bit more small and a bit higher. Like these are small adjustments to really make the Apple design pop. Because yeah, like I always think when I do Apple UI is like, would Apple do this or not, you know? This looks super clean though. I think this is really nice. It looks a bit out of focus somehow, but still looks nice. And same here. And these are all really small things. I love this ID. I think it's super dope. But things I would improve maybe is like, I don't see Apple using these navigation icons, and also with this home icon. We actually need to check. Like if I go just quickly to a new tab, Apple home icon. Yeah, I would more like expect something like this. Look at this one, for example. Like these two. These are small things, man. Like I'm just being really critical now. But yeah, that's something I notice. Other than that, looks super nice, you know. Here also, like the iPhone is pixelated. The background ends early. I like this ID though. You received a new payment. I was missing some motion blur here and here too, and some small movements here. Again, I'm being really critical, but I noticed that when you watch it for the first time, like it looks super clean, but I just like some things stick out where I'm thinking like, oh, like could have improved that. Difficult. Anyway, I'm just being so critical because I think the animation is dope. I think the concepts are dope, but yeah, I think you can improve it. Also, I wouldn't, but this is a small thing. Also, I wouldn't use the background because it's a bit overused now, right? With the dog and the Nicolas animation. Let's see. What do you guys think? I see a lot of S tiers. That's nice. S tier hands down. Okay. Walt. Theme looks cool. Don't add glow on a white background. Yeah, I get what you mean. I've seen this scene. Good job, Yousef. Yeah, definitely good job, man. Like, looks super dope. Looks super dope. I love that first scene, you know. I wish that like that type of quality was basically extended throughout the full video, because I do think that this had the potential to be an S tier. It's just small things that I think like, okay, yeah, like with a normal S tier, I don't have that. You know what I mean? Like with a normal S tier, I have some improvements, but here I do see or just notice just a bit too much, you know? What I'm gonna do for now is I'll move these down. It's difficult. What I'm gonna do, because I do like that first scene, I like the UI design. I can't just choose based on that, saying like, okay, like you did UI design, like the Apple UI design, so you get S tier. I think at the end of the day, Shazai did have less feedback. It's difficult choosing between Yousef and Shazai. I'm gonna put Yousef next to Shazai, and I'll just postpone the decision till later. Obito, yes, Shazai did really awesome this time. Yeah, exactly. Was really good. Bro showed up and improved every time. Shazai, don't worry, you're gonna have more trouble to choose at the end. Exactly. True. Cool. Next one. And the next one is Nicola.
Can you guess what happens when 7 editors battle for $750? 7 editors all got the same 20-second footage to work with, and their submissions. The prizes: 150 for third, 250 for second, and 350 for the first place. Not only will I be picking the winner, I will also give feedback which everyone can implement. So stick around.
This is like typical VSL style. I think that's so dope. I can totally see this in like a faceless video or like VSL type video, you know. Let's go through this. I wish you changed the background a bit and like went from scene to scene. Now everything happened a bit like in the center, which looks really dope, the thing that you did. But then this, okay, cool.
50 for third.
What I noticed is that the text is also a bit pixelated. Maybe that's because you pre-comped it and then scaled the pre-comp and then didn't use continuous rasterization. That could be why, because then things just get pixelated, right? Also small things in terms of design. This drop shadow is quite harsh, and I get why, because you're using this like quite a light background. So what I would just do is like dial down the drop shadow and then maybe make the background a bit darker. You can even add like a really soft like that is a bit darker in the center. Then you also don't have to add so much deep glow on the money. A lot of text too, which I understand. Like at the end of the day, I also do this a lot. Basically, when you don't want to animate too much, you just add some text animations. I wish I saw a bit more here, you know, like especially when you animate full sentences like this. I always try to not do that because, like I said, show don't tell, right? Like you want to actually show this without literally putting text in there. And when you need to add text, you add text. Like I totally understand that, but it's nice to try and use text as less as possible. For example, here, I will also give feedback, which everyone can implement. Try to maybe visualize the giving feedback, right? Maybe you can visualize that like a package, you know, like there's so many things, like maybe like a frame.io thing that where I give feedback in the frame.io. Everyone knows frame.io, right? Or maybe a mail, or maybe a message, or maybe what's it like. There's so many things to come up with. And here also, so stick around. You can do something with the sticking, like but you can also do a playhead that someone pauses the video because you want people to stick around. Maybe you also want to close the door or something, like because you want to make them stick. You want to keep them here, keep them there. Like again, there's a lot of things to come up with. Now I totally understand that everything takes time, especially those like those animations just takes time, right? Dangerous. Solid though. Solid. How to find those icons. Wait, which ones? These ones, I think. Oh, that's also the thing now. To be honest, didn't know that till now. Well, now you know how to find those icons. Well, so Apple emojis, I think or Apple emojis, like you just search Apple emojis in Google if you don't have a Mac. On Mac, you can literally paste them. Or in Figma, you have some project files with all the icons. Some are really high res, so it's a good one to look at. So Shazai in Mac, how I do it, unfortunately you can't do Apple emojis directly in After Effects, at least not that I'm aware of. So what I do is like you can put them in Photoshop. If you just like type a emoji in Photoshop, and then you can save that as a PNG. I thought that was a cool idea, the blow your mind. I think dope. Like Also, because it's really hard to make that minimalistic. It was really smooth though. I think like your smoothness, you got that down. I think it's just small design things, you know, to make it look a bit nicer. You see also with these money things in the background, like if you want to have a money, then what you could do, for example, make this background dark, make one big high-res dollar note, make it like fly in the background or something like that, instead of having the standard like money green screen background, you know. And then with the prices, if you can just keep the same font. I think if you did this not italic, smaller and in the center, this whole thing would look way different. Font size is so important, you know. I'm gonna have a difficulty with voting because with Yousef I also had some feedback here and there, with Shazai also. I think it's like on the A tier, but I do have quite a lot of feedback. Even though I like the smoothness, I'm feeling more, compared to Shazai and Yousef, I'm feeling like this is more a B tier. Cool, Nicola, I'm gonna keep you in B then for now, and I'm gonna make it more difficult for myself later on. And the next one is Shazai.
Can you guess what happens when 7 editors battle for $750? 7 editors all got the same 20-second footage to work with, and their submissions will blow your mind. The prizes: $150 for third, $250 for second, and $350 for the first place. Not only will I be picking the winner, I will also give feedback which everyone can implement. So stick around.
Oh, I love that concept. Let's go back. This is almost a bit like a sort of like, I don't know, it feels like a game, right? I don't know. What do you call this? Age of Empires, Zakir is saying. Yeah, I think this is so cool. It's so different, you know? I would have loved some color in this. I think, like, I do think it's this could have used a bit of color. Then here, what I would have done is small things, right? I think these puzzles, I don't know if you could change that, but I think it would be nice if these puzzles are a bit more like straight lines, first of all. And second of all, I also would have loved to not see these captions, because with these captions they're really, it looks a bit messy basically. Even though this shouldn't be looking messy, this should be just look like, just make it clean up a bit, you know, by having straight lines with the puzzle pieces and having the same type of video. Other than that, I really love the concept, and I love that idea also with these icons. I think they're super dope. Not the biggest fan of this font, of the blow your mind, but maybe that's just me. This was super clean. I love this transition. I also love this concept. It's more like a gaming concept. So I love that. It's also nice to see a bit of a different style, right? Nothing to say about this. And also because normally if these like these fonts with the 350, normally I would say like, oh, I'm not the biggest fan of the shadow, and like maybe it's a bit too harsh, but it fits this style, you know? Like I don't think like everything needs to be minimalistic. So I love this concept. This was also super dope. One thing that caught me off guard a bit is this text size. I think you can really, like, if you dial this down from, let's say this is 80 pixels to like 60 pixels, you keep the same size of the text box, it would look a bit nicer. And I think also the image is a bit low res, but again, small things. But I love this concept. Yeah, nothing to really, I really like this with the 2 and the 1 like, of 3. Oh yeah, I really like that. And I also like the start. I think this scene looked a bit messy with the puzzles. But the animation itself, really nice. Really nice. What are people saying? Obito, bro is on another level. That I agree. No, yeah, it's really cool. MJ, hey, no spamming in the chat. Now I have to scroll up. This is gonna be a mess to edit. Ayub, if only the puzzle was one footage. Yeah, exactly. I think that would have helped a lot. Esther, MJ, MJ is clear. Shazai is all in After Effects. Yeah, actually, I wonder that too. If you use the same and cover it in the whole rather than different video, yeah, that would have worked too. I mean, if it's one video and it just covers the full video, or you just use the same video on all the things. And like I said, I would have done it without the captions, because here also with the special AI, they just like is a bit distracting, right? The vignette also feather, in my opinion. Yeah, the vignette is a bit harsh. I also think the background, maybe like change that up a bit. Like these are small things to improve it a bit. But I like the concept. I think this is super dope. I also like to see a bit of a different style, you know. Again, normally I would also give feedback on this text, but here it fits. It really fits, you know. I like that that you were creative. Yeah, this just felt a bit like random. I think if you left out this text, and this puzzle was a bit better, and you just slowly animated from this to the achievements, I think that would have been better, because this just doesn't fit the style, right, that you're, I think, trying to go for. Alice, intro is fire, I'm stealing it. Exactly. So here, yeah, it fits with the game vibe. Yeah, it's super cool. Super cool. I already have a, like, every editing challenge is super difficult to vote. But with this one, I think it's really difficult because the style is so different. And like you guys are all really good. So yeah, I'm still thinking, okay, I'm thinking of, I really like that it's just a bit of a different style. So I feel like an A tier. I am going to move someone down then, because otherwise I have too much people in A tier at this moment. So I think that I had a bit more feedback with Yousef, even though there were small things. Yeah, it does add up, you know, and Shazai, I didn't have that much feedback. So for now, I'm going to move Yousef to B, but maybe I'm going to switch things around. Let's go to the next one. And the next one is Vidley.
Can you guess what happens when 7 editors battle for $750? All got the same 20-second footage to work with, and their submissions will blow your mind. The prizes: 150 for third, 250 for second, and 350 for the first place. Not only will I be picking the winner, I will also give feedback which everyone can implement.
Oh, Vidley. Oh, Vidley. It's the iconic Vidley style, but you know how to do it. You know how to do your style, Vidley. Oh, look how clean this looks, guys. Like this leaderboard. This leaderboard. It's clean. Wait. Isn't the third edit you put yours? Huh? What do you mean, Shazai? What do you see more? Bro's kitchen got fire again. Give others the chance too. Oh, that's funny. Vidley wins, no doubt. Hey, we don't know, man. We have 10 competitors, so the submissions party he's talking about. Ban him from every competition. Oh, that's so funny. It's okay. At least you have a competition, then you will need to work harder. Don't worry, you can do that too. Well, that's also the thing, right? But again, I hope I never get to the point where I need to stop someone from joining in. But this, yeah, I don't really have much feedback. Reminds me of the guy who got banned from so many casinos. Exactly. Yeah, like I also don't want to be that guy, right? Because you do want to motivate everyone to join in. Again, it's a difficult choice. Hopefully I never have to make it. Let's vote. To be honest, not much feedback. I like the style. I love it. I was blown away. Yeah. The only thing maybe it is that puzzle piece. Like I was like not sure how that was fitting into the video. Maybe I didn't really get that concept. Other than that, Vidley. S tier for now, because there's still some heavy hitters coming. And who knows? Who knows? And the next one is MJ.
Can you guess what happens when 7 editors battle for $750? 7 editors all got the same 20-second footage to work with, and their submissions will blow your mind. The prizes: 150 for third, 250 for second, and 350 for the first place. Not only will I be picking the winner, I will also give feedback which everyone can implement. So stick around.
Ooh, nice. Really nice. I like how you did this. I love also the color change here. Like you don't see this these colors, you don't see them that much, so that's really nice to see. Refreshing, right? You see like dark blue a lot, but yeah, it's just nice to, and it also fits this. I think it's really nice. Clean. Was missing some motion blur here. I think maybe I don't know. It felt a bit too harsh, but I like the match cut. I think that's really nice. You're gonna be mad at me, but who is this? Who is this baby Tom? Me without beard. If I shave, then I look like this. ChatGPT got you. It's from ChatGPT. No, I get that. Yeah, I don't know. I know it's difficult, right? I get what you did. You probably put my image through ChatGPT. I don't know. It just caught me a bit off guard. It does look cute. It does look cute. Tom returning from Turkey. Hey, is my hairline that bad? I am getting the bald spots. I need to go to Turkey soon. Put an image of Yousef. Well, yeah, no, that would be great. I really liked it though. I think it's really nice. Yeah, MJ. I also really like to see your improvement, you know, and that's not why I'm not gonna use that in my voting, but it's just I just wanted to say that also for you, MJ, because I know you've participated so many times and also said it last time, but keep saying it. It's nice to see your improvement, man. And also now I'm saying this because I really feel like giving MJ an A tier, because I'm thinking like, yeah, like it's just really clean. I don't have that much feedback except the baby Tom. baby Tom F tier. I'm feeling an A tier. Cutie baby Tom. Exactly. How many people can be in a single tier? It's so insecure. And the next one is Ben K.
Can you guess what happens when 7 editors battle for $750? 7 editors all got the same 20-second footage to work with, and their submissions will blow your mind. The prizes: 150 for third, 250 for second, and 350 for the first place. Not only will I be picking the winner, I will also give feedback which everyone can implement.
A lot of things were happening here. Ben, you put in some effort, man. To break this down, I'm gonna have to use half an hour. We'll take half an hour to break this down. I love a lot of things, and there's some things that caught me off guard. So this is so clean. I love this transition. And again, a lot of things happened. I'm not the biggest fan of the gradients on the swords. I love the concept though, because they battle for the $750, and you added all these swords on the side. I think that's so creative, right? Just in terms of design, you know, maybe like drag out these gradients a bit, and generally with like red and white and like black and white also. If you drag it out and just use the same colors on the side, I think that would have looked a bit better. It's just some small design feedback, right? Then again, the image with the people in the background, it somehow looked a bit creepy. Maybe it's just the prompt, maybe it's the image you used. I don't know if this is it's probably AI generated image. If it looks creepy, what you could add to it is maybe like just make them like fully dark, so they're like in the shade. These are also things that Carlos says, right? Like if you can't make it look that good. And also as an example, I'm gonna expose myself. In the intro where I did with the dice, where the hand froze up, the hand texture looked quite disgusting. I couldn't get the texture of a hand nice, because like realistic hands are super hard to make, which is why I made it super dark, so you just couldn't see it. And that's the same with this. I think if you made this just really dark, then I think that's like a really good way to basically cheat, right? Chromatic aberration, yeah, that could also be the reason. Make them into a silhouette. Yeah, exactly. That could be like exactly like in the shade. I was going for a Stranger Things vibe, but they do look a bit roboty. I understand that. I do understand that. That was really dope. It went really quick. I would generally say like slow it down. I also understand that this style could work really well for some intros, you know.
Prices: 100.
That was really nice too. I love that animation.
50 for third, 250 for second.
I really like this too. What I don't like is, and that also caught me off guard, but I think this is like a video of a participant with the green and the blue. But this really grabs the attention. And that's not your design. Yeah, basically that just was for me a bit distracting. And that's sad, because I think it's like the animation looks cool, you know. Shazai, wind text doesn't look that great. Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of it, but I think it's just like, I don't know, if you use like sapphire rays on it, it's just a bit too much. I would maybe dial down those rays. I like the chromatic aberration, just had a bit of a vibe, but now it's really heavy. Again, small things, but I'm saying this also because I'm Apple fanboy. No, I'm joking. But if you look at their font sizing and like how things are aligned, I've also said this before. So this is even a Figma design, but if you look at this, like text is aligned here, this is smaller, this is a bit gray. And not that you have to copy this exactly, but there's literally people that thought of this, you know. Same with this. Why I'm saying it, if you then go to the design, like this is quite big. This, I think the icon is actually a good size. We maybe make the school a bit smaller, maybe the now a bit smaller, then the text a bit smaller, align it a bit more to the left, like small things, right? To just make it look a bit nicer. But other than that, yeah, I love your concepts. That's also nice. Alice, it's cool that you're experimenting with different styles. Would help a lot later on, bro. Yeah, I completely agree. Like it is smart. Like you have some Apple design here. You have some like VSL type thing. You know, like it's really high paced. So that's also good. This looked really dope too. This too, really nice. Ben, yeah, I know you put in a lot of time. That's also difficult, because like I think if you just dragged it out, focused a bit more on separate scenes and just spend a bit more time on it, I think, yeah, you could have made it even better than it already is. That's also where my most feedback is, and it's just a bit, yeah, it's just a bit shit, because I know you spend a lot of time on it. At least I'm assuming so, because like I said, it's really fast paced. I'm feeling a beat here. We're gonna fill this thing up to the brim. Yeah, what do you guys say? We're here with 15 people in the chat, or 14. I want to see some chatting. Alexander is not here. Your decision, final decision. B tier and the other 3 in the C tier. She's the chatty one. She is really chatty. I'm missing her in the chat. I mean, you guys are awesome too. I already saw some really funny comments, so keep them coming. Want to make this entertaining as possible. No, I'm gonna keep Bamford on B now. I think it's a good one. Yeah, let's see. The next one is Vlats. 7 editors all got the same 20-second footage to work with, and their submissions will blow your mind. The prizes: 150 for third, 250 for second, and 350 for the first place. Not only will I be picking the winner, I will also give feedback which everyone can implement, so stick around. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I think Vlad, let's go through this. I think Vlad, your concepts are amazing, and I think also there is room for improvement in terms of design. I don't think it takes much. So let's go through it, because I think like there's a lot of potential here. Let's go. So super clean. A couple things here. I wouldn't feather this video. Just keep it rounded. This background color, not the biggest fan. It's a difficult color to work with. Then with these characters, right? They are just like icons, and it's nice to make them a bit nicer, like design them a bit. Maybe, so as an example for this, check out Vidley, for example, or MJ also did this. Let's see. This is a good example. If these if these like icons, let's call them that, like man icons, if they were just fully black, it would have looked so different, or fully white. But what adds to this, like in terms of design, is the texture, like the noise. Also check out the gradient, check out the blue colors. That just makes it look really nice, right? And I think if you added this, if we go back to your design, this would have looked so different. And of course, match it with the background. The background needs to be a bit darker than to try to get that too, you know? But here also with this icon, it's just a basic icon, you know? Just, I like the concept. So if this would have been a MacBook, it doesn't have to be literally a laptop or a MacBook. If this would have been like a clean border, so with like a light sweep on it and maybe like a bit of like a deep glow on it, it would have looked so different. Same concept, same animation also, because I think the movement is cool. I like this transition too. I think that it is also dope. And this also with the ID of it, where it bounces of it, this is really difficult to get right. Physics in After Effects are difficult to get right. But then same here, I think you drew like this face on it. I love the concept, but if you make this into like a clean man with the cool gradient over it and noise, it would look so much different. Again, maybe some smoothness missing here. I would just like ease it in. I love the concept though. Font is also cool. Design can improve it a bit. This is a bit flat, right? And it's with everything a bit, it's just a bit too simple. So what you can add, for example, is added like a bit of a gradient over this. And again, look at designs of on Dribble. I've showed you this before, just to like if you search for a leaderboard or a top 3 or something, maybe it's probably better. Top 3. Let's see. And it doesn't all have to look like flat design, right? You can even do something like this. Like look how cool this looks. And it is a flat design, but it's not super like Apple style minimalistic, you know. Bloop, 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 bloop. Yeah, look at this design. And it's completely different in terms of like colors. You see what I mean? Bit of texture on it. It's a cool example too. There's a gradient on this, just to give it as an example. Bloop. Actually, the colors here are somewhat similar, you know, like, so you could work with this. Same here. I love the concept. You're picking the winner. Super dope. If this icon was a bit different and stylized, I think that that really would change the whole scene. Cool. One valuable lesson for me is to always use a MacBook. No, don't always use a MacBook. It's just like clean, right? It always looks cool. It's like luxurious. It's premium. We all link it to something expensive, and that just helps. But what you could also do, like I mentioned, is like a cool border, like a frame. You know, that's also nice. Use MacBook. Get money. But flat, so just wanted to say is like, I love your concepts. Those are the most difficult. Ideas are generally a bit harder. A lot of people struggle with that. Like you got so much potential. But for now, compared to the others, like they also had some good ideas, but I do see that the execution in terms of design, font usage, and concepts were just worked out a tiny bit better. And yeah, also I mean, you can also see it in the preview, right? Like looking at these are just really heavy hitters. It's just difficult because I need to compare it. So for now, I'm gonna place it below B. At the end of the day, I need to move things around anyway. Or only one person can be in the S and one person can be in the A and one person can be in the B. So I still need to move 5 around. Vlat, I'm sure you will, man. Like, look at the other design. I hope you also see this. As in, like, I love your concept. So yeah, you got the ideas down. And you're really creative. That's nice. And don't lose that also. Just wanted to say that. Because it's really easy to think like, oh, yeah, to have limiting beliefs. I think that's a good one, Obito. That is really easy as an editor to fall in this trap of like, oh, I can't do this, so I'm not going to do this. Or like, think like, oh, this idea is stupid. You didn't do that. So keep that. Keep your ideas. Don't think in limitations. Just improve the design a bit here and there, you know? And then I'm sure like we'll see your edit next time and feel like, no pressure. But we'll think like, whoa, who did this? No, I'm joking. No pressure. I'm excited to see that anyway. And the next one is Andrew.
7 editors all got the same 20-second footage to work with, and their submissions will blow your mind. The prizes: 150 for third, 250 for second, and 350 for the first place. Not only will I be picking the winner, I will also give feedback which everyone can implement. So stick around.
Oh, Andrew, we got a new contestant. This is all custom. Did you all make this like 3D? This is crazy. Every element he used is nuts. Yeah, exactly. Elden Ring edited. Yeah. Obito, bro, tell us how many hours did you spend with this? Andrew, wildcard entry again. Yeah, it's wild. Andrew is new to the game and he's been killing it. That's crazy. Oh, I thought this timeline edit also looked so good. The only thing that caught me a bit off guard is the text. Like, I don't think the text animation is bad at all. It's just that the 3D stuff is so good. I would maybe almost say like, or not use the text, or make it integrate in the scene a bit. You know, like it feels like an afterthought almost. I'm being really critical, but it's just because those 3D scenes are awesome and I just want to see the full thing. That start was good. Here it feels really like integrated, right?
Editors all got the same 20.
So this is really dope. The transitions are super dope. So like will blow your mind. This makes total sense. But then this text doesn't really feel integrated in the animation somehow. Maybe because it didn't move with the animation. Andrew, bro, I need your digital autograph. No, but like the atmosphere is really good. Is Andrew in the chat? I haven't seen anything yet. Some parts are smooth, but some not. And the 3D part makes you like it more. Well, that is also like, of course, it really stands out and it looks really good. He nailed the 3D and it's so easy to not nail the 3D, let's be honest. Also because 3D is just really difficult to get right. And it looks clean. It makes sense. Conceptually, it works. So that's great. I love the text. I wish the 3D scenes were maybe a bit integrated in some 2D scenes. Like that would have been cool. Obito, 3D is the hot go of video editing. Use it and everyone looks exactly. Yeah, but I also don't want it to be like use 3D, win the editing challenge. That's not how it works, right? And also you guys know this anyway, because getting 3D right is so hard with like shading and making it look nice. But he did really well. And also with the transitions. Yeah, this does blow me away. And especially, I feel like the beginning was better than how it ended because, like I said, the text animation here looks so clean. It's super nicely integrated. Also with the camera movement here, that's so nice, you know. And then this with the 20-second footage, like, yeah, with the flying timeline. This is just chef's kiss. And this also with the toolbox and the text animation. Yeah, maybe could have used a bit of like easing some places here and there. But then this, yeah, again, I would have maybe even left out this text. I think that would have did the scene more justice, just because that bomb is cool, right? But MJ has a good point. It's not smooth. I agree. Yeah, there are some smoothness issues, maybe some easy easing. It's not perfect. It's like difficult, you know. MJ, yes, it is. You're just caught with 3D. Hey, why you're so salty, MJ? No, I'm joking. Like, you know how hard 3D is. I'm a noob who will stay in Premiere most of the time, MJ. Hey, Obito, like, at the end of the day, like, and most of my money being generated in the last 2 years is not in Blender. Obito, where would you place Andrew? Obito, as I always say, I get inspired and feel insecure at the same time every time I see you guys, exactly. Obito, I was like this, and trust me, I'm sorry at After Effects, but try copy paste what Tom is doing and use it. Alice, the competition just got harder. you'll better join next time. Exactly. Obito, I will place Andrew below Vidley. Yeah, I was also considering that. Not sure yet. Sujal, no, that's generally not the case. Look at Metis or Lava, Roblox editor. Mostly Edit or Premiere Pro. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, there's also a lot of money being made still with storytelling, vlogs editing, ads editing. Yes, I know so many amazing editors who are Premiere Pro masters. Exactly. But again, what is nice is with Blender, especially when, like, this is the thing, right? Basic edits and like simple edits, they're gonna be more easily to be replaced with AI in the future. And things like 3D edits, After Effects animations, those are just more difficult. So yeah, if someone would tell me what an artist is, I would tell them it's Vidley. Interesting. Obito, Vidley, Andrew, and Sujal. That's my vote. Okay. Alice, Andrew first for me. Okay, interesting. Sujal, it makes it look more premium, and you can charge more for it. Like, it has pros and cons. Yeah, exactly. So mastering Blender, I think, is a really good move, or at least knowing the basics, which I've said before. You don't have to be like a crazy Fern editor where you can do everything, but if you can at least make a scene with some 3D elements, that's super great, because it can also make you differentiate yourself to the other editor that doesn't spend the time learning Blender. So that's why I always advise it. That's why I also did some deep dives on it. Alice, I think Tom is one of the pioneers who brought Blender to the public. Thanks. That's too much, man. Really. Andrew. I'm probably going to check MJ again, but I feel like Vidley is still on number one. I just have a bit less feedback. And I also don't want to be blinded by the 3D, even though the 3D looks awesome and I know how much time this cost. And Andrew, you did really well. But I'm going to put you on A tier. And then the question is, who's going to be on B tier? Right now, I really feel a Sujal or MJ on B tier. Sujal was really good. It's just sad that he used those same characters that we now seen in like 4 or 3 other editing challenges. That makes the whole edit a bit less unique. Vidley, Sujal, Andrew. Oh, interesting. Even Andrew on B. Okay. Let Andrew decide. Andrew, I'm at work, guys. Oh yeah, I forgot. Andrew also said this to me. That's fine. It's even cool that you're here. Okay, I'm gonna make it a bit more easier for myself. I feel like when I think of these, I'm really comparing a lot with like Andrew, MJ, Vidley, and unfortunately, I just have to say that I need to make a decision. So Shazai, I'm gonna move you to B. Then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put Vlats also in B tier, and then I'm gonna move all these down. So there's space. And hot take, but this is how I feel like anyway. This will make it clear a bit for everyone. Is I'm gonna move Sujal and MJ to B tier, because I really think Andrew did really well if you just look at the 3D scenes. Again, not just because he used 3D scenes. I think the 3D scenes are just done really good. I'm gonna put Sujal on B and MJ, and this is so difficult, guys, but gotta put them on C. If you made it this far, I just wanted to thank you for watching and thank you for the support. If you also want to join the editing challenge, then join the Social Creator Club Pro. Link is in the description. So check out that link. Of course, don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment of who you think was the best editor, and then I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.